mean everything.
Yeah, that's pretty unique.
My man Van Colley be right at home with that. He'd be emailing everybody in the pits.
Well, it's like everybody started racing again. Now we have one pack of cars, and it's about 38 to 40 strong. Look at them. You're not right there.
You're not going to go anywhere.
Everybody but Jeff Gordon.
You're not going to go anywhere. The way these cars are, the balance of them, and the restrictor plate,
the importance of track position. Jeff Burton started 35th. There's Jeff Gordon, lonely guy. No date, Saturday night. Just out for a drive by himself.
It won't be by itself long. Look who's coming.
Here comes the rest of the field.
37 laps complete in Daytona.
The Pepsi 400 on Fox is brought to you by the joy of Pepsi, the choice of Victory Lane, by Pontiac. Can you handle a Pontiac Grand Prix? By the Home Depot, NASCAR's home improvement warehouse, and by Midas Total Car Care. Midas, we do that.
40 laps complete, 1/4 distance. 40 laps, 100 miles in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. First time in prime time on Fox. And Jeff Burton, who started 35th, by not pitting on the last caution, has come to the front.
Now, Jeff Gordon's out there riding around 180 miles an hour. He ain't got a whole lot to do, so what do you think he's doing?
Looking for
debris.
He'd love to find
Pierre has got to be out here somewhere.
But I tell you what, he has a car in front of him right now, Robbie Gordon. If you can see a car, it's helping you. It's helping. He's breaking air. Robbie Gordon's out there, so this definitely will help Jeff Gordon for a few laps.
Yeah, not long though.
Robbie in a hurry.
Robbie's wounded.
Yeah, he's running 3.5 seconds slower than Jeff. Yeah, but he was some help.
Yes, absolutely.
Meanwhile, if Jeff just looks in his rearview mirrors, they're coming. Now, Gordon is still on the lead lap, but he's toward the tail end of it because Jeff Burton is bringing that fast train off turn 4.
Oh, and they are bunched up off of turn 4. Oh, this is ugly. UGLY. Better come up with an alibi.
And again, it's Mike Skinner in the middle. Ward Burton drops to the bottom, our Daytona 500 winner. And here's our points leader, Sterling Marlin, going for the lead to pick up those 5 bonus points for leading the race.
That could be, could have made a deal with the 99. Let me lead. I'll let you back in front. But the way he went by, I'm not too sure that was the deal.
But DW, look at the 2 car up there. Rusty Wallace on the outside. Remember, he started back in 37th position, provisional land, and there he is in 2nd. And his teammate, Ryan Newman, in the 12th car, he was in provisional land at 39. He's up to 8. So, I mean, those 2 team cars didn't qualify good, but they're racing good. That's what Rusty told us the other day.
Yeah, they are. And I'm sure they're looking back saying, I'm glad I'm not hung up in that mess.
And from 6th on back, they've settled down to double file for the moment. Billy Kerwood, the tire changer on Todd Bodine's car, is being transported to Halifax Medical Center to have a look at his leg. Todd and Robbie Gordon collided on pit road while Gordon was leaving his pit after a gas-only stop as Todd was pulling into his.
Got pretty wild down there for a little bit.
4 caution flags in the first 25 laps, one of them NASCAR mandated.
Now 31 cars. He's going to be right up in the way, and I know he'd like to probably stay up there and hook onto this lead draft, but I don't know if he can or not.
Because he's been running about 4 seconds slower because he's wounded. The front end of that car is all tore up.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has lost a spot to Dale Jarrett. As you watch from Sterling Marlin back to Rusty Wallace. 1st and 2nd, Dale Jarrett. And you're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Matt?
Mike Dale Jr. just climbed from 6th to 5th. He says with cars on the inside, his Budweiser 8 Chevy is free on entry and it's loose up off the corner, but it's very decent up top. He says the car is especially loose off turn 2.
Hard to see it at these speeds, but Earnhardt Jr.'s car has horsehide baseball-style stitches running all down both flanks. A big bat along the side to help celebrate the Major League Baseball All-Star Game that you will see on Fox Tuesday night at the end of this long Memorial Day weekend, if you or 4th of July weekend, if you will. Tuesday night on Fox.
Now, if you watch Dale Jr., he's going to try to keep that car right on the bottom. But what's happening is the car is actually a little too tight, more than likely, and pushes itself loose as it comes up off the corner.
And what also can be happening, and it's a challenge for the crew chief, Darrell, if that thing has any arrow loose to it, you can't really fix it with chassis. You'll make it where it gets into the push loose because you tighten the chassis, but the body is arrow loose.
And you'd like to put more spoiler on it. That would fix it, but it also would slow it way, way down.
On those straightaways.
You can go up with the rear blade. 55 is the minimum. You can run 70 if you want to. And I have here at the 4th of July seen a car run a lot better when you added a little spoiler to it. It wouldn't be any faster, but it would handle better.
Two drivers on the move. Dave Blaney, the Jasper number 77, up to 11th after starting 30th. And our Daytona 500 champion in the 22, Ward Burton. Since starting 41st, he's climbed just outside the top 10.
But, Mike, you mentioned it earlier. You talked to his car, Bill Davis. They had a reason why they qualified bad. You have that cowl induction opening that forces fresh air to the carburetor, and it had collapsed. There's no wonder that they didn't qualify very good on yesterday.
And sometimes, Mike, you'll come down here and you'll give up a lot qualifying to have a good handling, good driving race car in the race. And that's critical the 4th of July here, as hot as it is.
Jeff Gordon out in front of the lead pack, in danger of going a lap down.
BW, you guys keep talking about the cars, the way they handle it. I talked to Tony Glover earlier today, and our leader, Sterling Marlin. I asked him, I said, hey, you guys have had a lot of success here at Daytona. What's the key in your mind? He says, getting off the turn 2, Jeff. He said, if my driver can run off the turn 2 wide open, he can set himself up to make passes and to keep people from making passes on him. We've already heard Matt Yoakum say that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is loose off that corner, so it's going to hurt him as far as moving up and being able to try to move up through the field. He may be able to hang on. We can already see running that bottom groove. You can see Tony Glover right there. He's sitting over watching Sterling Marlin. He knows he's got that car working off the turn 2.
And the way they do that, Jeff, I remember down here a couple of times when they were with the 4 car, they pull the front fenders out. They get those front fenders pulled out there, particularly that left one. And you'd say, hey, that's going to slow me down. And that car will maybe not be as fast on the restarts, but it comes on as it gets into runs.
And what's good about that race car right there, they wasn't involved in the big one the last 2 or 3 restrictor plate races. And the more you can run a car, the more you learn about it, and the more you know what its characteristics are. So they know about that race car, what it needs and what it's looking for.
One other thing, before we go here, is that he also said they've changed their setup. Ever since 1990, they used to run the same setup, but now with the way the new configurations are, the new rules, Tony said they have to constantly look for better ways to make their race car run up front.
Jeff Gordon is leading 1 second per lap to the lead pack. They're about to catch him and put him 1 lap down in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona.
The Pepsi 400 on Fox is brought to you by Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
Jeff Gordon, a 2-time winner of this race, has been lapped. He made a pit stop just at the end of a caution period for a flat left rear tire. Stayed out in front of the pack for some time, but now he's been lapped, and he and Sterling Marlin got together a lap or so ago. Here's a look at it.
I'm thinking Jeff probably tried to block Sterling so he could get up there and run and try to stay in front of him. But you know what, Larry? You may or may not know this. I think you do. Dale Earnhardt ran a bigger bar in his bumper than most other guys did, just so when he bumped somebody like that, he didn't get his front end all caved in.
Absolutely, because you cave that front end, the day's over.
You saw those little flimsy bars that Jeff was showing you that most guys run up there to hold the nose in place, but a smart guy, he'll run a little bit heavier bar there just in case he wants to bump draft.
Sterling Marlin becomes the 4th different leader of this race after Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, and Jeff Burton.
I tell you, a guy, one of those Robert Yates cars that qualified good, the 88 car, Dale Jarrett qualified 5th, and he's moved up to 4th position. I believe Matt Yoakum has a little information on DJ's car.
Well, Larry Mack, the 4-time Daytona winner, on a drive for 5, has been quiet on the radio. The only thing that he has said is his temperatures have been climbing. The water climbed to 220. So since the car is running a little hot, he's had to poke out that nose to try to get a little air into that radiator, cool down that water every now and then to try to bring those temperatures down. And a lot of people, Larry, like we talked earlier today, had to guess a little bit about how much tape to use on the front of that race car since we didn't have a final practice session.
I mean, absolutely, that's a product of no practice. And you can't totally go back to your February notes because the weather was much cooler. You can't go back to last July's notes because with that strip across the roof, it changed the airflow through the grill. So there was a lot of crap shooting and guessing. You want to run as much tape as you can because that reduces the drag. So there's a lot of guessing going on front end tape.
Yeah, and the grill on the Ford, the nose right there where the grill is real laid back. So it doesn't see quite as much air as some of the other cars does.
Larry, keep talking about how we need to cool these race cars. One guy kind of dodged the bullet this week, or earlier today, was Michael Waltrip, guy running second place right now. They actually cranked the car up, and just as they shut the engine off, they noticed that the radiator was spitting water out. The electric fan on the back side of the radiator had actually worn a hole into a brand new radiator. They had to change the radiator before they put the car on the line, and at least as far as right now is concerned, it looked like they took care of the problem. He dodged a big bullet. If they'd gotten out of that garage area without catching it, he wouldn't be where he is right now.
Yeah, and I think one of the things about Michael's car, Jeff, is the longer they run, the shock package, I know kind of what he runs in that car, and it'll take care of the tires better than some of these other guys' stuff will. The longer he runs, the better he gets.
I tell you, Dale Earnhardt Jr., that Budweiser car, Dale Jarrett, the UPS car, they've been side by side. Rusty in the 2 car behind them, Rusty Wallace, he's trying to figure out which one of these guys is going to prevail. He'll move up behind Dale Earnhardt Jr., he'll move behind Dale Jarrett in 88.
You hear him lifting in and out of the throttle, too, just a little bit there.
You saw as he went up the racetrack how that squirreled up the 8 car in front of him.
Still there.
These cars are hooked together. You just can't see it. They're hooked together by funnels of air, by tunnels of air. And when you go in and out of that tunnel, you move that car around.
14 cars are in that lead pack. As you watch from Michael Waltrip. Sterling Marlin, Waltrip in second. Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt Jr. side by side for third, and Rusty Wallace looking on.
And these cars will just go back and forth. One on the outside will move up about a half a car length ahead. One on the inside, they'll just go back and forth, back and forth. Can't quite make the pass.
You know what, guys? We've had our longest green flag run here, about 27 or 28 laps, and we have a typical Daytona now. We have about 3 or 4 packs out there. What's different from here, from Talladega? Handling is more of a characteristic here. It's more of the package. Your car has to drive good.
Turn 4, car hard in the wall, Kenny Wallace.
Caution is out.
Where's Jeff Gordon?
Trying to get back on the lead lap, no doubt. Caution out, leaders in turn 2. Now the leaders will not race one another, so here comes Gordon trying to bust his way through traffic.
Get by them if you can. Track's all clear.
That's Ronnie Thiel, Gordon's spotter.
I just don't believe Sterling Marlin will let Jeff Gordon have this lap back.
Everybody else will, but they tell you in the driver's meeting, let the leader keep the cars a lap down.
He's got a pretty good run, Darrell. I don't know.
But I don't think he can make it.
Sterling Marlin knows he gives that 24 car a lap back, it'll haunt him later.
Yeah, you know what else will have haunt him is his crew.
Run that extra lap. We're going to get 4 tires on it. What's your temperature? Any water to
Kenny Wallace.
25 a little bit loose.
He's got some left front damage there on the 24 car. See the sidewall and the left front tire all rubbed off? He got up against somebody. Pretty good, looks like.
I believe he got against Dave Blaney in the 77 on the backstretch.
Kenny Wallace cut down a right front tire, apparently. That's what propelled him into the outside wall at turn 4 to bring out our 5th quad.